And today let's look into financial analysis of Paytm Money Limited. Disclosure before proceeding further. So analysis part, I have taken data and other information mostly from Paytm website, Wikipedia and DRHP, that is Death Red Herring Prospectus. And I've also taken consolidated financial statements for the purpose of comparison. Company details. Introduction. So Paytm, Pay Through Money, founder of Paytm is Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma. Paytm is an Indian multinational technology company that specializes in digital payment system, e-commerce and finance, which is based in Noida. Paytm is currently available in 11 Indian languages and offers online use cases like mobile recharges, utility bill payments, travel, movies, event bookings, as well as in-store payments at grocery stores, fruits and vegetable shops, restaurants with the Paytm QR code. It started off as a prepaid mobile and DTH recharge platform and later added data card, postpaid mobile and landline bill payments in 2013. In 2017, it became India's first payment app to cross over 100 million app downloads. International expansion of Paytm Money Limited. Canada. Paytm sets its foot in the international market for the first time in Canada on 16th March 2017, and on 22nd October 2018 Paytm entered Japanese fintech market and introduced PayPay with SoftBank and Yahoo Japan. Growth strategies of Paytm. The company will continue to grow its customers and merchant base, adhering to its mission, which is to bring 500 million Indians into the mainstream economy. It intends to expand and enhance Paytm app's offering for consumers. The company also plans to continue to expand its merchant network across cities and towns in India while also deepening partnerships with existing merchants. It plans to continue to leverage partnership with Paytm Payments Bank to expand the suite of banking solutions for consumers and merchants. Business model. The business model of Paytm comes through its name only, Pay Through Mobile, which encourages customers to make cashless payments. Paytm works on a marketplace cum payments bank model. So marketplace includes services such as mobile recharge, travel, event, movie bookings, utility bill payments, etc. And in case of payment bank model, it includes payments at grocery store, restaurants, etc., where we use QR codes. Paytm Wallet, along with e-commerce verticals and digital gold, are some of the value propositions of Paytm business model. So e-commerce verticals is nothing but we go out to buy something and we see Paytm accepted here, which states that Paytm is promoting e-commerce transaction, and this is called e-commerce verticals. Digital Gold. Paytm has launched Digital Gold, which allows the customers to buy, sell, and store gold digitally. These are the main value propositions of Paytm business model. Key activities performed by Paytm include transferring funds, protection from the frauds and top-notch security. Competitors, PhonePe, Google Pay, MobiKwik, SBI Buddy, Freecharge are some of the competitors to name. In coming to market share of Paytm in case of UPI transaction, we see Paytm has somewhere around 12% of the market share, with highest share belonging to PhonePe in financial year 2021, April 2021, and Google Pay taking the second position. So Paytm is at the third stage where it has only 12% of the market. So this is one of the negative point where competitors are performing well than Paytm. Acquisitions. Plustext in 2013, Delhi-based consumer behavior prediction platform Shifu in 2015. In July 2017, it acquired a majority stake in Insider.in, and in 2017, it also acquired Litten and Nearby and also merged both. In June 2018, Paytm acquired the startup Cube26. Major shareholders. So Antfin Holding BV and SVF Indian Holdings Limited are the primary stakeholders of the company with 29.6% and 18.3%. Anyone having more than 15% of the stake are said to be principal shareholders. And then when we look into the fourth point, Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, the founder of the company, promoter of the company, has only 9.6% of the stake. Usually the promoter stake is said to be around 25 to 30%. Thereby we can consider this where the Vijay Shekhar Sharma is having the least stake despite being the founder of the company. Operational metrics. So gross transaction value. Gross transaction value simply means the total value of all transactions that has occurred over a period of time. We can see gross transaction value of Paytm has been increased year on year in case of P2M. P2M is nothing but person to merchant. So basically there are two types of payments, that is P2P, person to person, where I make payment to any of my friends or family. Second one is person to merchant, and here I've taken consideration of P2M, where the gross transaction value has increased over period year on year. Key operational data. So customers in million in financial year 2019 was 260 million, and in financial year 2021 it is around 333 million, which has been increased. And monthly transaction users has also been increased from financial year 2020 to financial year 2021. Payments GMV. GMV is nothing but gross merchandise value, which is the monetary value of total sales made by the company in a given period of time, say 1 year. That has also been increased from financial year 2019 to financial year 2021. Payments bank users have also been increased from 45 million to 64 million in financial year 2021. Loans dispersed. Loans dispersed is nothing but the count or the number of loans taken by the company, which has been drastically increased in financial year 2021 from 75,000 to 2,634. So considering the entire operational data, except for loans dispersed, everything has been increasing, which is a positive sign. CAGR. CAGR is compounded annual growth rate. So CAGR tells us that how our investment yields annually on compounded basis. So the formula for CAGR is end value divided by beginning value whole to the power of 1 divided by years into -1. Taking total digital payments by value as an example, we can see the 2018 value is 19.6, and they expect somewhere around 40 to 50 trillion in 2026 year. So suppose the investment, the ending value changes from 45 to 46, the CAGR rate also changes. It completely depends upon the end year value. Same is applied in case of digital payments by volume, where they expect the growth to be around 30%. Mobile payments by value is expected to grow 5 times than what it is in financial year 2021. And C2M, that is P2M, person to merchant by value payments, is expected to increase by 7.6 times. Financial metrics. So revenue model, sources of revenue of Paytm are as follows. Paytm Mall. So Paytm was the first company to launch mobile only shopping. It allows the sellers to list and sell their products on the Paytm portal. Listing and conveyance fees. Paytm charges listing and conveyance fees from the sellers to sell their product on their portal. So if there's any company that gets listed in Paytm for selling their products, they have to pay certain amount of conveyance fees. So this is also source of revenue for Paytm. Recharge services. Paytm charges a commission of 2 to 3% off on every recharge. So the services are efficient and exemplary, which has helped Paytm to expand and grow exponentially. So for every recharge that is done, 2 to 3% of commission is being paid to Paytm. Bill payments. In addition to the recharge service, Paytm allows the customers to make bill payments such as water bill, rent bill, electricity, phone bills, etc. It has also partnered with educational and financial institutions and receives payments on their behalf. For this, again, they charge commissions. Digital Gold. Paytm has launched Digital Gold, which allows the customers to buy, sell, and store gold digitally. Customers can also get the gold delivered by paying a minimum delivery charges. Paytm Bank. Paytm lets a customer open a zero deposit digital current and savings bank account. It gives a 4% interest on the savings account deposits and an overdraft facility for the current account. Paytm Wallet. Paytm Wallet allows the customers to store currency in the digital form. So this currency which we store in the digital form, Paytm utilizes and makes that investment from which they earn interest. This is another source of revenue for Paytm. Then OTA bookings. Paytm has recently entered into the online travel agency model. It lets the customers book train, air, or bus tickets. It also provides hotel booking services. Paytm charges a certain percentage of commission on the total bookings. So these are the sources of revenue of Paytm Money Limited. Financial analysis. We can see the revenue has steadily increased till financial year 2019 to 2020, but then in financial year 2020-2021, we can see the revenue has declined. And same goes with losses. There was drastic losses in financial year 2018-2019. However, they have overcome, they have bounced very well, and the losses have been consistently reduced, but still it's a loss-making company. Number of loans disbursed, as we have already discussed previously, it has been drastically increased in financial year 2021. Contribution is nothing but sales minus variable cost. It has been positive figures in financial year 2021, but the company itself states that it is one of the risk factor where they're unable to convert this positive contribution into actual profits. EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, has to be increasing, but since we are looking into a negative figure, the negative figure has been decreased, which is a positive sign. Then EPS, earnings per share, is one of the key metric that we'll look into before investing in any stocks, which has to also be increasing. Since we are looking into negative figures, it has been decreased, which is a positive sign. IPO details. So public issue, Paytm IPO is going to be the largest IPO in India, where the company plans to raise rupees 16,600 crore through its public issue, which comprises of fresh issue 8,300 crore and offer for sale 8,300 crore. A offer for sale is nothing but where the promoters and founders or the existing stockholders tend to sell their shares and leave the business. So that contributes to 8,300 crore. Pre-placement, pre-IPO placement. Private placement of equity shares of 2,000 crore prior to filling of the red herring prospectus with the registrar of company. So pre-IPO placement is where company sells some of the shares to private investors or institutional investors before issuing RHP. Those who invest in this round will not be allowed to sell their shares for a year, and this is what is called as pre-IPO lock-in. Future objectives. So the fresh issue proceeds will be utilized towards growing and strengthening the Paytm ecosystem. This includes acquisition and retention of consumers and merchants and providing them with greater access to technology and financial services. Before investing in any IPO, we should look into where the funds are utilized. So the company can utilize the IPO funds either in recovering their debt or either expanding their business or acquiring new business. So if the firm is involved in acquiring new businesses or expanding, then it's a good investment. However, if the funds are utilized for recovering their debt, then it's a bad investment. Here in Paytm, they have told that they'll be utilizing it for acquiring and retaining the customers. We can say it is a good investment. Interpretation and conclusion. So my interpretation are as follows. Digital payments have been growing steadily over time. So there can be positive growth in case of Paytm also. Promoters of the company has only 9.6% stake, where we looked previously, where Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma has only 9.6%. The ideal promoters stake should be around 25 to 30%. Competition is quite high. As we have seen, Google Pay, PhonePe are having greater market share in case of UPI transactions. EBITDA and EPS have improved consistently. Revenue over previous years is not satisfactory and it's still a loss-making company. One of the risk factor of Paytm is its ability to turn losses into profits. Contribution has increased from loss to profits, where we saw contribution has made positive figure in financial year 2021, but the company itself states that they don't know how to convert that positive contribution into actual profits. Shareholders' funds are planned to be utilized for expansion and acquisition rather than for recovering the debt. That can be one positive point. Apart from this, there are certain controversies such as Securities and Exchange Bureau of India has observed certain violations of laws and regulations by Paytm Money on its uploading of clients' KYC data and providing investment advice. Paytm also has an unresolved income tax matter amounting to 1.6 crore. Additionally, there are 25 unresolved criminal proceedings and 40 tax litigations against Paytm, its subsidiaries and directors. Apart from all these, the company believes there is a large opportunity to leverage technology infrastructure and expand to international markets. With all these being my interpretation and financial analysis, my conclusion goes this way. So it is advisable to invest only if the person is a high risk taker or holds on shares for a very long period of time. It is not suitable for retail traders for sure. Overall, it is not a good option to invest in Paytm shares until there is consistent growth in its revenue and starts earning profit. Thank you.